Excuse me. Are you asking about my personal life outside this cafe? If yes, then I would say it's none of your business. But since we're here, let's stick to ordering, shall we? Sure thing, sir. Would you like anything else to go along with that? As Mori Calliope turns away, she whispers under her breath. What a waste of money. Cookies won't solve any problems, mister. Maybe you should try solving them instead. She returns to serving another customer. Oh, you want recommendations? Well, let me tell you something. Our coffee is pretty decent, but our pastries are where we truly shine. Especially our croissants, they're buttery, flaky, and melt in your mouth. And if you're feeling adventurous, why not try our matcha latte? It's a unique twist on the classic drink, and trust me, it'll leave you wanting more. As Mori Calliope finishes speaking, she adds under her breath. But if you really want to hear some real recommendations, come visit me after work. I got plenty of secrets up my sleeve. She quickly composes herself before returning to serving another customer. Excuse me. Did you say something, sir? Fine, never mind. Just make sure to enjoy your cookie, okay? As Mori Calliope walks away, she mutters to herself. Some people just don't appreciate good service. They think they can treat us however they want because we're just waitstaff. Little do they know, I've got powers beyond their imagination. Powers that could make them regret ever coming into this cafe again. She takes a deep breath and shakes her head, trying to refocus her thoughts. Sorry, sir. We're a cafe, not a bar. But if you'd like, I can recommend some nearby places that serve alcoholic drinks. Is there anything specific you're looking for? As Mori Calliope speaks, she thinks to herself. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. But trust me, I'm not gonna poison anyone's drink. My job is to provide excellent service, not become a criminal mastermind. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to attend to some other customers. Have a nice day. All right, no problem. Enjoy your stay at Cafe Leblanc. As Mori Calliope moves away, she lets out a sigh of relief. She knows that dealing with difficult customers is all part of the job, but sometimes it feels like too much. She hopes that someday soon, she'll be able to return to her true calling as a virtual YouTuber, where she doesn't have to deal with rude patrons. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't quite catch that. Could you repeat yourself, please? Good afternoon, welcome to Cafe Leblanc. Can I help you find something today? Absolutely, sir. We have a variety of soft drinks available, including cola, lemonade, and orange juice. Which one would you prefer? As Mori Calliope speaks, she thinks to herself. Soft drinks might not be as exciting as beer, but they're still refreshing in their own way. Plus, they're less likely to cause trouble than certain other beverages. Let's hope this customer sticks to the classics. Yes, ma'am. We offer a wide selection of coffees, including lattes, cappuccinos, and espressos. Would you like me to suggest a particular type based on your preferences? As Mori Calliope speaks, she thinks to herself. Ah, finally someone who seems genuinely interested in our... Certainly, sir. Fanta is one of our popular choices among our carbonated drinks. Do you prefer it chilled or room temperature? As Mori Calliope speaks, she thinks to herself. Fantas aren't exactly highbrow, but they're still better than some of the other things people ask for around here. As long as he's happy, I suppose that's all that matters. Very well, ma'am. That sounds delicious. Would you like your coffee black or with milk and sugar? As Mori Calliope speaks, she thinks to herself. Pumpkin pies are already sweet enough without adding more sugar. But hey, everyone has their own taste preferences. At least she's not asking for something outrageous like a pizza or a burger. Milk and sugar, got it. And for the pumpkin pie, would you like it sliced thinly or thickly? As Mori Calliope speaks, she thinks to herself. Thinly sliced pumpkin pies are easier to eat with coffee, but thicker ones have a more satisfying texture. Ultimately, it depends on the customer's preference. But either way, I'm glad she's enjoying her meal. Cold ones with ice, sir. I apologize, but I'm not entirely clear on what you mean. Would you happen to clarify that for me, please? As Mori Calliope speaks, she thinks to herself. Ice-cold drinks are fine, but I'm worried about him potentially getting brain freeze. Still, I guess it's his choice. As long as he's satisfied, that's all that matters. Good evening, sir. How may I assist you tonight? Of course, sir. Our caramel macchiatos are made with freshly brewed espresso, steamed milk, and rich caramel syrup. And for the coffee cake, we have a homemade recipe using freshly ground coffee beans and moist crumbs. Would you like anything else to accompany those items? As Mori Calliope speaks, she thinks to herself. Coffee cakes are a bit on the heavy side, but they pair nicely with creamy drinks like caramel macchiatos. Hopefully, he'll enjoy his dessert as much as his main course. Hello. I see you're playing Persona 5. Do you need any recommendations for your confidant list? Excuse me. Did you just fart? I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you please repeat yourself? No problem. Now back to our conversation. As for your confidence, I highly recommend building relationships with Takamaki and Ruji Sakamoto. They offer unique benefits and insights into the game's storyline. Let me know if there's anything else I can help you with today. Alright, we'll look forward to seeing you again soon then. Have a great day. As Mori Calliope turns away, Abraham whispers something to himself. What did he say? Abraham chuckles and shakes his head, causing Mori Calliope to roll her eyes and mutter under her breath. Typical pervert. The scene ends with Mori Calliope serving another customer, but her thoughts linger on the encounter with Abraham. Are you feeling all right, sir? You seem a bit uneasy. Would you like me to bring you something else instead? Notifications for what exactly? Your phone or within the game? I'm sorry, I'm not quite following you. We're virtual YouTubers, not baristas at Starbucks. Our main job is creating content for our channels, but we do work part-time jobs like this to support ourselves financially. Is there anything else I could assist you with today? Horses. I'm not sure why you would ask me that, but personally, I find them to be beautiful creatures. Their gracefulness and strength are truly remarkable. Why do you ask? Facts about horses. Well, did you know that horses communicate through various body language cues, including ear position, facial expressions, and tail movement? Or that they can run up to 40 miles per hour. These are just a few interesting tidbits about these magnificent animals. Is there anything else you'd like to learn about horses, or anything else for that matter? Yes, I do enjoy watching horse shows and learning about their behaviors. But my love for horses doesn't mean I'm going to let you ride around the cafe on one, mister. Please stick to sipping your drinks here. The scene ends with Mori Calliope continuing her shift at the cafe, occasionally checking her phone for messages from her fellow HoloLive members. Sorry, I'm not familiar with that term. Can you elaborate? Toilets with heads popping up. That sounds rather peculiar. Are you referring to a specific brand or type of toilet? If so, I'm afraid I haven't had the pleasure of experiencing such a thing myself. But if you're simply describing a novelty item, then I suppose it's possible. Nonetheless, I must admit, it does sound amusing. It's all right, no need to explain further. Sometimes things lose their humor once explained too thoroughly. But if you ever come across, feel free to share your experiences with us. Until then, I hope you continue enjoying your stay at Cafe Leblanc. Sir, would you prefer a different background music for the cafe? Our regular customers usually enjoy the calming melodies we currently have playing, but we're happy to accommodate your requests. And yes, Mega AZIIB and Mega AZIIB too. I received your message loud and clear. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. I apologize, but I'm not entirely sure what you meant by that statement. Could you please clarify? Sure, what would you like me to do for you? Ah, I see. Lo-fi hip-hop beats to study/relax to mixed with some festive cheer. That's a wonderful idea, especially since the holiday season is fast approaching. I'll make sure to add those tracks to our playlist and create a cozy atmosphere for everyone to enjoy. Thank you for sharing your suggestions, Mega AZIIB and Mega AZIIB2. The scene ends with Mori Calliope returning to her duties as a waitress, humming along to the newly added lo-fi Christmas tunes. Oh, what caught your interest this time, sir? I'm sorry, but I'm not quite following you. Are you saying that you might return to Cafe Leblanc sometime soon? If so, we'd be delighted to welcome you back. But if you're implying something else, kindly enlighten me. Absolutely, sir. We've been fortunate enough to expand our team recently, and we're always looking for talented individuals to join our ranks. If you happen to know anyone who might fit the bill, please do let us know. We appreciate your feedback and suggestions. The scene ends with Mori Calliope continuing her shift, occasionally chatting with her colleagues and customers alike. Of course, As a loyal customer, I'd be happy to extend a small discount on your order today. Just let me know how many items you'd like to purchase, and I'll calculate the total price accordingly. No thanks, Mori Calliope gratefully and orders a drink, while Crankhead looks on enviously. Crankhead, figures. Always getting special treatment. Mori Calliope rolls her eyes and continues attending to her other customers, trying her best to ignore Crankhead's sour remarks. Broke what, sir? Please specify so I can better understand the situation. Oh, thank you so much, sir. Superchar is one of my personal favorites, and I'm thrilled to receive your generous tip. Your kindness is greatly appreciated, and I promise to continue providing top-notch service to all our esteemed patrons. The scene ends with Mori Calliope continuing her shift, occasionally chatting with her colleagues and customers alike, while Crankhead sulks in the corner, nursing his own drink. Excuse me. I'm sorry, but I'm not quite following you, sir. Are you suggesting that I should accept a large horse dildo as a gift from you? That's utterly absurd and completely unwarranted. I strongly advise you to refrain from making such lewd propositions in public, as it's deeply disrespectful to myself and my fellow Hololive members. The scene ends with Mori Calliope storming off stage, visibly upset and disgusted by Crankhead's crude advances, while Crankhead sheepishly slinks away, realizing the error of his ways. Thank you for your compliment, sir. Regarding your question, I actually achieved my signature purple hue through a process called bleaching and dyeing. Bleaching involves removing the natural pigmentation from your hair, while dyeing adds the desired color. It requires a fair amount of maintenance and care, but I believe it's worth it to express oneself creatively and uniquely. Would you like any additional tips or advice on achieving similar results? The scene ends with Mori Calliope continuing her shift, occasionally chatting with her colleagues and customers alike, while High Roller contemplates whether to take the plunge and transform his own appearance. While I hold all my fellow HoloLive members in high regard, I'm afraid I cannot single out just one as my absolute favorite. Each member brings their unique charm and talents to the table, and I cherish every opportunity to collaborate and learn from them. However, if you insist on knowing whom I admire the most in terms of vocal abilities, I'd have to say Candidate Caesarea, better known as Coberio. Her rich and captivating singing voice is truly mesmerizing, and I'm constantly amazed by her artistry and skill. The scene ends with Mori Calliope continuing her shift, occasionally chatting with her colleagues and customers alike, while Coco and Abraham exchange knowing glances. Oh, hello there, Coco. How may I assist you today? Pardon me, sir, but I'm not quite following your latest remark. May I assume that you're referring to the fact that I'm wearing pants underneath my skirt, as opposed to traditional bloomer shorts? If so, I'd like to assure you that my choice of attire is purely practical and functional, allowing me to move freely without any unnecessary restrictions. I hope that clears up any misunderstandings. The scene ends with Mori Calliope continuing her shift, occasionally chatting with her colleagues and customers alike, while just Tweeji stares at her legs in confusion and fascination. Excuse me. I demand an apology, sir. Such crass and insulting language is wholly uncalled for, and I refuse to tolerate it. Please leave immediately, or I shall summon the authorities to deal with you. The scene ends with Mori Calliope storming off stage, furiously wiping away tears of anger and frustration, while Maurice Marvelo Maximilian slinks away, muttering curses under his breath. I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not comfortable discussing the size of my posterior with you. Such invasive questions are highly improper and violate basic standards of decency and privacy. I implore you to refrain from making such comments in future, or risk facing severe consequences. The scene ends with Mori Calliope continuing her shift, occasionally chatting with her colleagues and customers alike, while Abraham squirms uncomfortably in his seat, regretting his ill-advised words. A rap battle, sir. I'm afraid I'm not particularly skilled in that particular area, and I'm not confident that I could match your prowess in rhyming and rhythmic delivery. Nevertheless, I'm willing to entertain your proposition, provided that you agree to abide by certain ground rules and demonstrate proper sportsmanship throughout the contest. The scene ends with Mori Calliope continuing her shift, occasionally chatting with her colleagues and customers alike, while Maurice Marvelo Maximilian nods eagerly, ready to begin the epic rap duel. I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not quite understanding your latest comment. Are you implying that the previous dialogue was insufficient or unsatisfying in some way? If so, please elaborate, and I'll do my best to address your concerns. Alternatively, perhaps you're indicating that the scene hasn't technically ended according to conventional dramatic conventions. In that case, I'd like to inform you that our production values prioritize realism and authenticity over adherence to rigid narrative structures, and we strive to capture the ebb and flow of everyday life in all its complexity and nuance. Excuse me, sir, but I'm not quite comprehending your latest remark. Are you referring to the physical attributes of my eyes, specifically their shape, color, or expression? If so, I'd like to reassure you that my ocular features are perfectly normal and healthy, and I'm not aware of any issues or anomalies that might cause alarm or distress. Furthermore, I'd like to emphasize that beauty is subjective and varies widely from person to person, and I encourage you to adopt a more inclusive and accepting perspective regarding physical traits. The scene ends with Mori Calliope continuing her shift, occasionally chatting with her colleagues and customers alike, while Blue Gem shifts uncomfortably in his chair, unable to meet her gaze. Good afternoon, Raftalia. How may I serve you today? I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not quite following your latest remarks. Are you implying that my physical features, specifically my eyes, are somehow unsettling or frightening? If so, I'd like to reassure you that my ocular health is perfectly normal, and I'm not aware of any unusual medical conditions affecting my vision. Furthermore, I'd like to emphasize that beauty is subjective, and what appears horrifying to one person may be considered attractive by another. Therefore, I urge you to refrain from passing judgment based solely on external factors, and instead focus on inner qualities such as character, intelligence, and compassion. The scene ends with Mori Calliope continuing her shift, occasionally chatting with her colleagues and customers alike, while Blue Gem and Raftalia Del TikTok Fire exchange meaningful glances. Robbery? Sir, please calm down and think rationally. I'm a virtual YouTuber, not a bank teller. I don't keep any significant amounts of cash on hand, and I certainly wouldn't condone criminal activities or violence. I urge you to abandon your nefarious plans and leave peacefully before matters escalate any further. The scene ends with Mori Calliope continuing her shift, occasionally chatting with her colleagues and customers alike, while Maurice Marvelo Maximilian hesitates momentarily, then quickly exits the cafe, muttering threats under his breath. Sir, what seems to be the issue? Are you experiencing technical difficulties with your device or internet connection? Please let me know, and I'll do everything in my power to resolve the matter promptly and efficiently. The scene ends with Mori Calliope continuing her shift, occasionally chatting with her colleagues and customers alike, while Maurice Marvelo Maximilian and Abraham engage in a heated discussion off-screen. Excuse me, sir, but I'm not quite grasping the meaning of your latest statements. Are you implying that I'm dead or somehow revived, sir? If so, please explain yourself, as I'm confused and concerned. Additionally, I'd like to draw your attention to the fact that I'm currently engaged in my professional duties as a waitress at Cafe Leblanc, and I'm not involved in any criminal activities or bank robberies. Therefore, I kindly request that you desist from making false accusations or threatening gestures, as it creates an uncomfortable and hostile environment for my colleagues and customers. The scene ends with Mori Calliope continuing her shift, occasionally chatting with her colleagues and customers alike, while Maurice Marvelo Maximilian and Abraham exchange nervous glances, uncertain of what to do next. I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not quite following your latest statements. Are you attempting to convey that someone named Alavi has revived or resurrected themselves? Or are you using this phrase metaphorically to indicate renewed energy or enthusiasm? Either way, I'm intrigued by your cryptic remarks, and I'd like to hear more about this individual and their circumstances. The scene ends with Mori Calliope continuing her shift, occasionally chatting with her colleagues and customers alike, while Maurice Marvelo Maximilian and Abraham exchange nervous glances, uncertain of what lies ahead. I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not quite grasping the meaning of your latest statements. Are you implying that I'm involved in criminal activities, such as bank robberies or fraudulent schemes? If so, I categorically deny any wrongdoing or involvement in such matters, and I urge you to cease spreading false accusations and defamatory rumors. Moreover, I'd like to draw your attention to the fact that I'm a virtual YouTuber affiliated with HoloLive, and I'm committed to promoting positive values and wholesome entertainment to my audience. Finally, I'd like to remind you that the usage of social media platforms such as OnlyFans is a private matter between consenting adults, and I'm not obligated to divulge details about my personal life or preferences to strangers. Greetings, anime video games fan. How may I assist you today? Thank you for your patience, anime video games fan. I'm glad you're finding solace in the music, and I'd like to assure you that we're doing everything we can to expedite the ordering process as quickly and efficiently as possible. Rest assured that your order will be processed promptly, and you'll receive your goods in due course. The scene ends with Mori Calliope continuing her shift, occasionally chatting with her colleagues and customers alike, while anime video games then nods appreciatively, enjoying the soothing melody. Actually, I'm a huge fan of smooth jazz music, sir. Its laid-back and relaxing melody helps me unwind after a long day of work and studies. Some of my favorite artists in this genre include Kamasi Washington, Christian Scott, Atum Dejua, and Snarky Puppy. Would you like any recommendations based on your preferences, sir? The scene ends with Mori Calliope continuing her shift, occasionally chatting with her colleagues and customers alike, while anime video games fan enjoys the smooth jazz music and appreciates Mori Calliope's taste in music. Indeed, I'm a huge fan of smooth jazz music, and I'm glad to hear that you're also enjoying the soothing melody. There's nothing quite like the relaxing and meditative qualities of jazz music, and it helps me unwind after a long day of work and studies. Do you have any favorite jazz artists or songs that you'd like to share with me?